Well, then I'm going to warm you up with a story, everyone, that I thought would be of interest, especially if you follow the money. Saudi Arabia. They have a lot of money in Saudi Arabia. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I heard they pay cash.
Saudi Arabia pays cash, and they pay cash to our politicians.
Saudi Arabia pays cash.
That's right. They buy our government, and they buy major sporting events up, too. As you know, golf, professional golf, was sort of taken over. The commish can weigh in on this. He's a big golfer, and he followed the Saudi League. They've invested tons of money in professional golf and had a successful league and have a successful league going. They also have invested billions of dollars in soccer, right, commish?
Yeah, and eventually they paid out Cristiano Ronaldo for their soccer league, and then in golf they're actually going to merge with the PGA soon, very soon. They're working out the deals, but I mean money talks, and they're finally crept up into there used to be a whole live golf versus PGA golf rivalry, but they're going to all be one eventually. So
yeah, I mean
that money talks.
Money talks.
Saudi Arabia pays cash.
So now their latest plan. And I'll get to why they're doing this in a moment. My theory, anyway, and I think it tracks. They now want to, having hit golf, as Albert indicated, the golfing world pretty much successfully taken over by the Saudis, and this merger is in the offing. Now billions of dollars in soccer. They now are getting into boxing. There is an ambitious and expensive plan that would reshape the future and even the structure of boxing. And it is in the final stages of approval. They would finance the project, and it's about a $2 billion investment, they say. And it would require that the way in which boxing is handled and structured be reworked. About 200 of the top men's boxers in the world would be signed, and then they would divide them into 12 weight classes. It would be a global boxing league, essentially.
Who owns boxing now?
So boxing is ripe for the takeover for just that reason, because the answer is there are a bunch of different classes and leagues and belts, you know.
Sure.
Aren't I right, Commish? I mean, it's boxing is this weird sort of balkanized world where nobody really handles, these things in other sports, NBA, MLB, golf, etc. There's kind of a course whereby somebody or some team can be declared champion. That is not the case with boxing, right?
It kind of makes it fun because every promotion has their own champion in their own weight class, and then they have these unification type battles, like the best like the welterweight belt versus the other welterweight belt, and then that's the welterweight championship champion. So it's a little confusing if you're not really into that kind of world, and it'll be more streamlined, I'm sure, but that's what Saudi's trying to unify.
So Albert actually enjoys the fact that there are all these kind of different leagues going up against each other.
But I'm impressed. Yeah. I mean, Albert, you just know something about every sport. There's nothing we can't throw at you that you don't step up and immediately have knowledge on.
That's true.
You're amazing.
Albert, thank you.
Except the show. He has no knowledge of that.
Albert, thank you.
But yeah, he is otherwise very, very good. So the deal is that as we were saying, the world of boxing is sort of, let's call it disorganized and ripe for the taking. And this way in which they're doing it, the details you can read about and see in the weeks and months to come. But this chaotic world of boxing would now have a coherence to it and an organization to it, and it would be run by the Saudis and run by Saudi money underpinning it all, but obviously a lot of the same characters. I mean, it's not as though it would change its look so much, it doesn't seem.
Well, maybe it's perfect for them, because I heard that they're really...
I lost Kim. Whenever I heard something and then she drifted.
Your connection might be...
It is perfect for them, though, because, as I've said, the other thing about boxing, in addition to it being chaotic, is it's sort of lost its luster. I mean, boxing is not the sport it used to be. You don't really have any super standout personalities that you had, like, let's say, in the 60s or 50s, 60s, and 70s. You had a handful of boxers that, brought everybody in. The Muhammad Ali's, the Joe Frazier's, there were George Foreman, et cetera. The heavyweight division was just filled with these real big personalities and amazing fighters, Mike Tyson, et cetera, Evander Holyfield, so-and-so. So you had Sugar Ray Leonard, and you have some of these other, but anyway, it's going through sort of a period of needing a reboot, and so the Saudis are here. And obviously, you had Oscar de la Hoya and some of these other characters who have moved into promotion, and I think they would be part of this as well. So reconstituting the league under the Saudis would include some of them. But this is the next big billion-dollar sports play from the Saudis. It is boxing. You heard it here. Watch for it. It is part of what the Saudis are doing to, I think, reconstitute their image as players on the world stage in more than just an oil-rich nation kind of way. They're trying to get it out there that this is a culture, a Western culture. We are in this land of crazy Middle East politics. We're with you. We're with the civilized world. I believe, and there's a lot of detail in there, right? But just as an overall sort of banner notion, I think that's what the Saudis are doing, and they're doing it in this interesting way, which is to take over these sports leagues. Sure, there's money in it, but most of the stuff is lost leader stuff. They could have moved into cinema. They could have moved into sort of the Hollywood world, but that would have been much, much more difficult. This is a real bit of genius, actually, to go into this world of sports. It transcends language. It transcends a cultural identity. It becomes something that could very much reflect positively on the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So that's what they are up to. Yeah. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.